Hello guys, this is Yara here. Today we're going to be doing a new series. How many times has Konami made support for your favorite decks only for you to read those cards and say how disappointing are these cards, right? And the reason being is because they don't really spend the amount of times that we spend on the decks to know their correct in and out. So as somebody who has spent a lot of times on the three decks that I'm going to talk about today, I feel like I have a lot of experience with these three decks, so I know like what they're lacking. So I'm gonna come up with three cards for three different decks that I think will solve the issues of those decks. So, and if you have a created card idea that you would like to submit to me, I'm gonna put a link to my email address on the description below, and you can send me either a picture of a custom card that you want me to show on the next episode of this, or you can just put like the text, and I'll find a picture on Google and I'll create the card on Dueling Book. But yeah, this is gonna be an exciting series because so many times I've been disappointed with what Konami does, and I'm like, this card could have had so much potential if you only knew how to play this deck, Konami. So I think as players we need to give Konami a hand. So yeah, so first card that I'm gonna talk about is Virtual Gate Zuki. Zuki. I looked that up. I looked that name up on Google. It's a Chinese god, so that's where Qinglong also came up with. So this also came up with this was one of the four gods that, like, Qinglong is the same family. Okay, so but the effect reads you can banish one virtual world card from your graveyard, then target one face-up spell and trap card on the field, negate its effect until the end of this turn, even if this card leaves the field. So it's like the opposite of Qinglong, because Qinglong negates a face-up monster effect, but this will negate a face-up spell and trap card, so it will help playing against skill drain and cards like that. So, and you can banish this card from your graveyard, add one virtual world spell and trap card from your deck to your hand, then send one card from your hand to the graveyard. And you can only use each effect once per turn. So basically the only way to be able to search a spell or trap card, a virtual world spell or trap card nowadays, is with Lulu, right? So if you don't have Lulu, then you don't really have access to those cards unless you hard open them. So this will give you like another avenue to be able to search like Chuchi or Qinglong or something like that. So I think we need another way to be able to get to those spells and trap cards inside the deck, and also it synergizes so well with with the Kowloon. So let's see. Synergizes so well with Kowloon because the fourth effect of Virtual World Kowloon says that if you have 4 gates up on the field, you can special summon up to 4 Virtual World monsters with different names from your extra deck. So I've been playing this deck for years, and that effect has only come up once. It's so hard to be able to get to that condition. So I think having another gate up on the field will help solve the issue, because currently we only have 1, 2, 3 gates. So you have to have a repeat of another gate, which doesn't really make sense. So I do think we desperately need another gate, and this would be perfect, right? 2 trap gates and then 2 spell gates. I think that would be like the perfect scenario. So that's the first card that I think Konami, please come up with this card. It'll be perfect. So the next card that I want to talk about is Salamangreat. Salamangreat is so hot right now. Everybody's talking about Salamangreat. It's been topping some regionals, so but I think that it still suffers from the same issue, which is a Nibiru token turbo. So I found this card, this art online, Salamangreat Pelican, just like a made-up name, but the effect reads: when your opponent activates a monster effect while you control a Salamangreat Link monster, quick effect, you can banish this card from your field or graveyard, negate that effect, and you can only use this effect of Pelican once per turn. So this will help you play against stuff like Diddy Crow or Nibiru. And you could be able to pitch this off Gazelle. Like if you special summon Gazelle, you send Pelican, and then but you still need a link. So it's not like it's like a free negate. You still need to have a link similar to the trap card, Rower. Let's see. Yes, roar. You need a Salamangreat link monster to be able to negate something, right? So similar to this, you will need a Salamangreat link to be able to negate a monster effect. So it's not like a free negate, and you can only use it once per turn. So I do think that Salamangreat needs a way to be able to combat Nibiru. Like, the memes just keep going. Like, over the years, the links are, I mean, the memes are still there, where like I've seen this chart where it's like, if you start Gazelle, if you start Ladybug, and if you start Jack Jaguar, your end board is Nibiru token, which it's true, because in case you didn't know, Salamangreat, let's see, Mirage Stalio. Yeah, Salamangreat Mirage Stalio locks you into fire effects for the rest of the turn. So even if you summon something like Appaloosa, you can't activate the effect. And the new monster that just came out, which is the fire, Salamangreat of Fire, this one makes it so you can only special summon fire monsters for the rest of the turn. So you can't even make Appaloosa. So I feel like Konami is like purposely screwing over Salamangreat. So something like Salamangreat Pelican would be absolutely clutch. And the last card that I want to talk about today will be a Cyber Dragon card, and I just named the Cyber Dragon Hex. I found this art online, but I think this will be clutch. So you will need a one machine Cyber Dragon monster. The reason why I said one machine Cyber Dragon monster is just so that there are cards that can copy names, but they're not machines, right? So they wouldn't be able to go into this, even if they copy the name of Cyber Dragon. But that's why you need one machine type Cyber Dragon monster. So, and then the effect is this card's name becomes Cyber Dragon while on the field or graveyard. If this card is link summon, you can add one machine duplication from your deck. Also, you can add special summon monsters from the extra deck for the rest of the turn except machine monsters. I did think that lock was necessary, because otherwise this would be like splashed in so many decks. Being able to search machine dupe would be crazy, but since you're locked into machines, then that would be clutch, right? So because not every deck will be able to splash this, so I think this will be pretty clutch. And so you will start off by summoning something like Core. So you summon something like Cyber Dragon Core. You go ahead and add a Salamangreat, a Cyber Dragon spell or trap card from your deck. Then you link summon into Cyber Dragon Hex. You go ahead and search machine duplication. You search machine duplication. Then with machine duplication, you target this, because this will be treated as Cyber Dragon, and then you can special summon out 2 Cyber Dragons from your deck, right? And then with that, you can go into Nova, Infinity, and you can make plays like that. So I don't even with that card, which seems pretty broken, I don't think Cyber Dragon would be like overpowered. It would just put them on the map, because right now they're tier 20. They're so bad right now. So they need a strong support card. So and if Konami thinks that being locked into machines is not enough, lock them into light machines. That way, like stuff like super heavy won't be able to use them, lock them into light machines, something like that would be pretty clutch. So, but yeah, those are the 3 cards that I wanted to talk about. If you want to send me your ideas, I'm gonna post my email on the description, so send me your created cards for specific decks, and I'll post them on the next episode of this series. But yeah, only if you know your deck, send me what card you think your deck needs, and I'll showcase it right here. But as always, guys, this was Yara here, and I'll catch you on the next video. Take care.